Question number 10 on Schoology. We are going to solve by using the square root method, and I know that I can do that because I have this square. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to get that x squared alone. So the square goes with our parentheses. There's our protective bubble. We need to try to get rid of whatever is not inside that protective bubble, everything else on this side of the equation. So the negative 3 is next to the parentheses right here. So that means multiply. To undo multiply, we are going to divide, and we're going to divide by a negative 3. The 3 divided by 3 will divide out, and then negative divided by negative is a positive, so that's what we want. So we now have x plus 2, and that is squared, and it stays in the parentheses because we still have this square outside that goes with it. And then a negative 18 divided by a negative 3 is a positive 6. The next step is that we need to undo the square with the square root. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. When you take the square root of both sides, that lets you get rid of our square. And we have x plus 2. Now that that square is gone, we don't have to have that protective bubble. It doesn't have to be protected from anything. And then we have the square root of 6. The square root of 6, if we take it outside, remember that we have to do the positive and negative answer. And if I take it out to the side and try to break 6 down, and I break it down, I don't have any buddies. So the simplest it can be is square root of 6. So we have positive and negative square root of 6. We're not done because the x is not alone. So now what we did, and we simplified that, and now we need to finish solving. So the x is not alone, so now we need to do our next step. To undo a plus 2, we're going to do a minus 2 on both sides. And those zero out. So what we have is x equals, and then these are not alike, because one has a square root of 6 and the other does not. So this is kind of like a different way to do like terms. So we have our negative 2, and then we have our plus or minus, our square root of 6, and we just write those side by side. So in our final answer, we're going to take this negative 2, and we're going to pull it up. And this time our plus and our minus goes in the middle, and then we have our square root of 6. And I want to show you in a decimal what those two answers would be. We would have to type those in separated. So we would have negative 2, and we can do the plus square root of 6, and we could do negative 2 minus the square root of 6. And so the two decimals that we would get would be the ones that are shown right here on my screen. Those are the two answers, and that might make a little bit more sense to you on the number line. So I don't think you can see where I'm pointing here, but that would make more sense to you. So we have not quite a half, and then negative 4, kind of close to negative 4 1/2. But that would be our two decimals if we wanted to try to do it that way.